y'all, it's Erin with Yet Untold, and I am showing you my one book July book. It is, for me, it is late Sunday night. I am like so tired from the day. My husband he works every Sunday. I don't really want to talk about that, but I just am so tired from handling my kids, dealing with my kids all day. And I really just wanted to, I don't know, watch something mindless on some platform. But then I thought about how One Book July was starting, and I really wanted to get a video up. And then I thought about it and I was like, well, that sounds really fun. I'm just gonna sit here and talk to you guys like we're hanging out. And I haven't seen you in a while. I'm drinking some rum, neat, because that's what we have. It's really good rum. And I like to drink, I drink like once, maybe a month or something like that. One like glass a month. I don't drink very much at all, but when I do, I like to just have something neat because I don't like a lot of, sweet, like sugary drinks. And because I am really tired, I just wanted something, something to make this a little bit more festive. I also have some Hershey's chocolate nuggets. I don't know if I'll eat those with you here, but who knows? It's like a little party. So this TN is something that I made. I made this because I wanted to know what it felt like to have something like this in the A5 size. And of course it's fabric and not leather, which makes it lighter weight and just different, just like totally different. But I wanted to like fill it up with stuff and see if I would actually carry it around. I did. I loved it. So I did carry it around. The thing is I wouldn't take it out of the house. I'm not going anywhere out of the house, but I wouldn't want this to get messed up. It did get some ink on it, and that's okay. Like, I'm not totally bummed it's a little dirty. But I don't know. I don't want it to get grime from the outside world on it. So I don't think that this is a feasible option for like long term, but it is what I'm using for July, and I do love it. It feels like a blanket. I actually made it to be like a blanket. It's an art piece that I made for a show a couple years ago for my graduation show for grad school. And I cut it up because it just was sitting in a bag, and I wasn't going to hang it in my house. There's more to the story, but I did the embroidery and this printing and everything separately, and then cut it up to make this TN. And it's just like, a flat piece of fabric with some pockets sewn on and elastics put in there. So let me just show you what I have in here. Let me get rid of that. I also have a candle here, and I just about set this notebook on fire. That's not a good idea. I think it's okay. I did just put it in the fire. Maybe drinking's not a good idea. So, okay, so you open this up, and I have some poems stuck in there. This is a wonderful pouch from Becky of All the Hearts Co. I'll link her shop. She's my friend. I did film an unboxing for this, but it is not up, obviously, but I will post it because I want everybody to see how wonderful Becky is. She made this for me because she knows that I love chairs and I use a lot of chairs in my artwork, and so this was a special gift that I am so thankful for. It has 2 zip pouches, pockets in the middle here, and then a clasp button snap closure that, you know, you don't have to use this in a TN. I don't even think that's what it's intended to be, but I like it in here. It goes right around the elastic, and I can use this as a pin loop. Just stick that on there, which means that even if I oh gosh, what is that? What is that? Go away. Go away. Okay. I don't even know what kind of bug that is. So scary. Okay. All's well. It's fine. Everything's fine. What I was saying was, okay, this thing. Yeah, I like it in here, and I like using it as a pin loop because I can open it up, and I mean, if I put my clippy thing, what is this called? You know, it just holds on there. Guys, this is going to be a great video. So this is a notebook that I have had forever. It's Moleskine Cahier. Is that how you say that? I don't even know. I printed this and did the stamps for the thoughts. I think this is wonderful. I still love it. I made this thing like, I don't know how many years ago. 8 or 9 years ago. And I still love it. I might print some more. It's been a while since I've done it, so it's pretty cool. I don't love Moleskine paper. It bleeds when I use my fountain pen. But I just use this for notes. If I'm reading something, I don't know, just, it's not anything fancy. It's just a notebook for writing stuff down. This little thing I made out of Tomoe River paper. It is for my social media blog, just like stuff that I put out into the world. It's not getting a whole lot of use at the moment because I'm not doing anything that I put out into the world, but I will, and I'm being optimistic. So this is gonna stay in here. I think, yeah. And this is what I am truly excited about. So, okay, so I have been completely addicted to watching Mitts of My Life Mitts and her Journal With Me's in her Hobonichi Cousin Avec. Yeah, I've spent I don't know how many hours just hanging out with Mitts. I feel like we're friends. My husband knows her name, like we're on a first name basis. And I've never even emailed the woman, but I will. And Mitts, if you happen to watch this, just know that I already love you and we're gonna be best friends. So, anyway, so when Robin of Talks from the Heart posted that she bought one of these from a girl in Japan who had the July start, ready to go, fast shipping, it was just like perfect timing for me. I don't know, the stars aligned and everything was like perfect. I just knew that it was my time to buy this notebook. And I was really planning on waiting until next year's, like in September when next year's come out. But I was only doing that because I didn't want to be wasteful and buy something that I could only use partially. So this was perfect because it came just a couple weeks ago in June. I could get it going and ready for July and use it through to December. And so I'm super pumped about this. So the way that I have it set up is I collaged the front cover and I have it inside of a Midori MD plastic cover. I bought that on Amazon for about $5. It's pretty nice. It actually has a pin loop, but I have it stuck in the back. So not using the pin loop, but yeah, so the way I have this in here is like stuck in the back with the elastic in the middle. So this is like the main book I'm using for July. And so let me tell you what I was using before this one. I had a Midori MD dot grid that I was using as my bullet journal. I'm still finishing it up. I'm going to do a flip through of this when I'm done. But for the most part, I did like collection or list pages. And then did like this, like did weeklies with a bunch of notes on the opposite page. And so that was working out pretty well. But I was getting kind of close to the end of the book, and I was thinking toward like what I was going to do in the future. And then I was journaling in this, and just like a normal insert. I think it's 003 and the Traveler Company inserts. And I'm also like getting near to the end of this insert. I'm trying to finish it up in the next few days, and I will do a flip through of that one as well. And I have a few other notebooks in here. I did film a setup video of this. I'm not really doing this. It wasn't working for me. And so if you see that video, just know that this isn't working. I'm going to figure out something else to do with that. But so planning and journaling was separate. And the planning, this book was a lot about my business and like lists of things to do for my business. Like lists of things to make and goals and stuff. So that's what I'm thinking of, like how am I going to combine this in this Hobonichi. So let me show you so far what I've done. I actually filmed a video of me doing this collage that I hope to edit and upload fairly soon. It was just really fun to do, and so I thought you might want to, watch that. Just for something to watch. So, my kids' names are like hidden in these. At least a couple of their middle names are. So I think that's kind of fun. This paper airplane I drew and painted like 6 years ago, I think. I've just been kind of carrying it around. And so that's part of the thing that I have all these bits and pieces of stuff. And I'm so excited to find a place to put them that feels right. And for some reason, it's never felt exactly right before until I started watching Mitts, and everything is just, I don't know, everything's just rosy. It's wonderful. So I put these tabs down at the, I'm hoping you can see this. Let me make sure. Oh, how long have I been out of frame that much? Let's try that. Okay, I'll try not to move it. So hopefully that'll work. So I put these tabs in. I use these a lot. They're these insertable tabs, and they are permanent. You cannot move them around. But you put the paper slips in your typewriter and print them. Type on them. And then you tear them out and stick them in there. That's fun. So I can change these out if I want to. And actually, I think I just ordered some. I think these are the 2-inch ones. I just ordered some 1-inch ones that would be really cute. I didn't even know they existed, but got them on Amazon. Anyway, I don't know exactly what I'm using this year sort of like overview page for yet. Then my months, I am going to use for So I'm separating it like this. Like my months and weekly pages are for planning. So I'm trying to do in them what I do in my bullet journal. The only thing is I won't have a place for lists and collections. I've never called them collections, but that's the bullet journal way. And I'm not I'm not technically a bullet journaler because I don't use the bullet journal method. I use my own version that's very artistic and very creative, but also no one else would be able to understand what I was doing. So, and I'm happy with that method that I have. So I don't know how it's going to work in here, but it's fine. It doesn't matter because I'll figure out some way to make it work. So I am going to kind of like write down some goals and things to focus on so that I have a monthly overview. Like I can look at this and see this is what I'm focusing on in July. So I started, like, I'm just going to write kind of my focus for each week. And then I'll probably rewrite that on the week. I'm not sure. I don't know how, but I don't mind rewriting stuff because when you rewrite things like goals, it reinforces them in your brain and helps you accomplish them. So rewriting things is not the issue. I just don't know exactly how I'm going to do that yet. But I do need a place to write down those kinds of things, like so that I can stay focused. So here's the the monthly view, without it being, and I just started playing around. I got it a couple weeks ago and just, I wanted to play with watercolor and stuff in here and not really been too serious with it yet, but I did this today, just a little decoration to get it going. And then this is this coming week. So basically what I'm doing is trying to get this system, like I have my week on this side, the dates and my to-dos, and then I had this page for my focus and like my objectives and tasks. So, okay, let me pause for a second and let you know that this system is something that I kind of developed over time because I've read, various books and articles and things on productivity and, I don't know, doing stuff, getting stuff done. And one of those books that I read that was really influential to me was The One Thing, by Gary Keller and some other guy that I thought that it was just made by that one guy, Gary Keller, when I read it, but I guess I was wrong. But anyways, that book was really influential, and I didn't even finish the book. Like, I just got like something out of it by reading the first few chapters and went with it. It was a library book. I had to return it. But I think I'm going to listen to it on audiobook because that's what Carrie Harling is doing for One Book July, is leading a book discussion, book club thing with that book. So I think I'll participate in that. But basically what I do is I have one focus for the week, like this is what I need to do. Sometimes it's specific to like a project. Other times it's just like a kind of an area of my life that I want to focus on. And then the objectives have to do with that thing. And then my tasks usually have to do with just stuff that I have to get done. It's not really a thing. It doesn't necessarily connect to this. But like laundry, dishes, stuff, vacuuming. Sometimes it's other types of things that just don't relate. Yeah, sending birthday cards or I don't know, just things that don't relate to my primary focus. So, this page is what I'm trying to do on this page. And as you can see, it's a totally different layout. and there's not much room on the page that is not specifically a day, like a vertical column for a day. And so I'm not really sure exactly how it's all going to work out, but I did have a lot of space left over on my Midori pages, and I don't have any hang-ups about keeping things in specific blocks, like making this only for Wednesday. Like, I'm fine with carving out some space, like maybe draw a big box down here and make it like a task list. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'm not worried about it. It's just going to look different, and it's probably going to take me a few weeks to get used to it and to figure out how it's all going to work. Okay, so that's what the weeks look like without all that stuff on it. So anyway, that is that. So that's kind of monthly, weekly planning stuff. And then my days. This is the turn the page spread. That's just kind of a grid. It's not for a specific day or anything. I haven't finished this yet, but I just kind of put some stuff down, and I'm going to journal around it and just kind of write out some intentions for my second half of this year, just things I want to focus on and remember. And I'm not writing down my goals, because that would take up like the whole page, because my goals are very specific, but like things related to those goals and overall like what I want to focus on. Because let me tell you, the first half of 2020 has not been like easy for anyone. But I started out 2020 having surgery, and having like basically a newborn baby. She was born in October. So like, this has just been a year so far, and so it's a miracle that I've gotten anything done at all, and I'm pretty proud of anything I've done. So the second half of the year is definitely going to be better, right? I'm a little nervous about saying that, but I feel like it might be better, so I'm hoping. Okay, so like you have this spread that's like just kind of getting ready to get into the days, and then this is just for July, and I decorated it. I actually had this background page with the sunset. I mean, this is collaged on there, but there was a background page that covered this whole thing, and I ended up tearing it up and cutting this out because I didn't like how it looked, and so I redid all that, and I tore some of the To My River paper to get it off of there, but it's not that big of a deal. I mean, you can't tell on this side at all, and some of it I just covered it up with more stuff. But I'm happier with the way this looks than the one previous. This is a vellum tip-in, and I got this idea from Robin from Talks from the Heart. That's right? Talks from the Heart? Yeah, that's right. And anyways, she was doing this in hers to kind of just set apart the beginning of the month. This is something that I drew about 6 years ago. I remember, because it was in my first apartment with my husband. So we were newlyweds, and it was, I don't know, something I drew that I wasn't like really happy with, but yet happy enough that I didn't want to throw it away. And I've just been carrying it with me for 6 years, and it's finally found a home. I stuck this quote on there. So my theme for July is show up. You can see it here, show up. This is a sticker. It's in this quote: hope begins in the dark, the stubborn hope that if you just show up and try to do the right thing, the dawn will come. You wait and watch and work. You don't give up. It's from Anne Lamott. And there was another quote. I don't know where it was, but I felt like for some reason I just found like 3 different quotes would show up in them, and this word had this cut out. It was just like, that's it. That's my theme for July. So I haven't begun this yet because it's not July yet, and I don't know, I might start a little bit early, but I obviously have been very excited. I've already done these several pages in just like, I don't know, about a week. I've been working on it. And I'm so excited. And these pages have been kind of special. Like, especially this one I ripped up because it was the page that you turn to when you turn this tab. And I didn't want that page to be ugly. And I was just kind of bummed every time I opened it up. I was like, oh, that's a bummer. And so that's why I tore it up. But like, I imagine that a lot of these pages will be not that exciting, and that's fine. I'm not concerned about that. It's just this one. I wanted it to be special. So I didn't say like where anything was really, like where anything was from. A lot of this stuff is like just things I've gathered from magazines and stuff. I don't know. But if you have any questions about where something came from specifically, please ask me in the comments, and I'll try to point you to it if I can. Washi tape from London Gifties, MT washi tape. I got this with my Hobonichi order. Yeah, so there's some illustrated faith stickers and stuff in here. Anyway, so that is, I did some testing. This is Dilutions spray that I tested. But, I mean, that's it. Did some pen testing back here. I put in a little, that's one of my paintings, printed out. So, oh, let me tell you what I'm planning on doing. Okay, so like I love Mitz, her stuff, her videos, what she does. That's what gave me the idea to like, for how I'm going to use this. And the thing is that when I first heard about this notebook, journal or whatever, I thought there's no way. I mean, I think I heard about it probably like 8 years ago. I don't know. It's been a long time. And I considered it, and then I thought there's no way that I'm going to do a page a day. Like, that's just not me. I'm not going to do it. And then more recently, I watched something, I think it was Sarah Martinez, who talked about this notebook and her struggles or what she liked about it. I can't remember. It's been a while. But I remember I think it was her. She said something like, if you like this or if you don't like this, then blah, 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 blah. And it was like this list of things. And I was like, okay, no, not for me. Not for me. But when I watched Mitz, and like she has little kids like I do, and she works from home like I do, and just seeing how she put the pages together and she would flip back and forth and stick things down, I was like, okay, that I can do. And what I have found is that instead of being intimidated by it, it feels like an invitation. Like when I'm in something like this and I flip to a blank page, I'm like, oh, I have to fill this up. What am I going to do? And it feels daunting because there's not an invitation. Like there's not a date on here that says you must fill me up today. And I thought that I liked that better. But I'm finding that because there's a date, it's almost like it makes it less, I don't want to say special, less, what's the word? Precious. It's less precious. And it's like it's already used in a way. Like if I don't use this page, then it's just not going to be used. And I'm going to have to go forward to the next date or whatever. So because of that, it's like, oh, well, I better do something with this page, and I put stuff down. And it could be like a clipping from a magazine, a list of stuff that I did that day, a picture of my kids. Who knows? I mean, I don't know. The list could go on. It could be anything. I don't know. A receipt. Anything. And I can swatch my watercolors, or I can do some hand lettering. I can do, like, it's like endless, the possibilities, and it's not precious because this date this is for this day. And if I don't use it, then it's going to be wasted. And it's almost like the day itself. I'm getting really philosophical here. But like, if I don't, like, tomorrow is Monday, June 29th, is that right? And so, like, if I don't use Monday, June 29th, it's gone. I'm not going to get it back. It's like whatever I do that day, even if it's not anything spectacular, I did it. I lived that day. And so that's how I'm viewing this notebook, is that I'm putting stuff down, making a log of the days. And if I get too busy or something, that's okay. I loved, Mitt said something in one of her videos about, like, if you have several days that just weren't filled up, then that is another way to just communicate that you were busy or something was going on. It says something about your life when you're too busy to journal. And you can go back and write stuff in or whatever. That's not a big deal. The other thing that I wanted to tell you, excuse me, is that because I'm an artist and I'm always looking for inspiration, and I'm not looking for it. I just am inspired by a lot of things. And in the past, I've struggled with keeping inspiration in a notebook. I've done it in the past. I have, cut out things and pasted in things, written things and stuff like that. So I am going to do that again in here. So a lot of this is probably going to be filled up with just things that inspire me and give me a sense of, like, what I want to be as an artist, who I want to be as an artist, and to remind myself, because I forget all the time. And even going back through my past artwork, like some stuff that I've stuck in here, and I mean, like this isn't great artwork, but it says something about who I want to be as an artist. And so when I flip through and see this, plus this, what's on this page and this page, like, as it'll become like this collection that speaks something to me, that I want to remember about what I want to create. And so, especially since I've had kids, my memory is just not as good as it used to be. I used to be able to remember everything. I didn't even have a planner for the longest time because I just remembered stuff. Like, I would remember dates and times like it was nothing. Like, I just could, and now I can't remember what I ate for breakfast. Like, it's terrible. And so I'm really trying to get better at memory keeping in all ways, like everything that's important to me, for future planning and for memory keeping, all of it. So this is my book for July, the Hobonichi Cousin Avec, and this is my book, the big book. Like, leave a comment and let me know if you have a video of One Book July, like what you're doing for One Book July, or anything else that you want to tell me. Leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And have a good night, guys.